later you're gonna hate.
Nico gets to start with a song. Who's got a song in their heart tonight? Ben? Probably not. Bruce, you got a song in your heart?
No.
We're already live. Don't put him on a spot like that. You're the host. You can't be putting the guests on the spot.
Fine.
What the hell is this?
I'll sing once again. It's Packer Friday night.
It's not good. It's not good.
You didn't want our guests to sing. It's your damn fault.
Well, I've heard Nico sing. It's not good. I have no idea. I don't know about Bruce.
Nick is the master of
the... I've sung at weddings before.
Oh, you have?
Were you paid? Or as a friend?
I was paid once. Yeah.
Whoa!
I was never paid
again because they must have thought I sucked or something.
Yeah, well, that could happen.
That's the sign. If you don't get paid after that, or if they said they were going to pay and then they don't, that's even a bigger sign.
That's even worse. Yeah, but at least I got paid. I mean, they did.
That's pretty good.
I never got paid for a wedding.
I never got paid either. I got a
a
lot of weddings and we never got paid. What the hell?
Well, they were usually friends and relatives, so hey. That happens.
I always gave it our best.
Hey, it's a show. Are we started? Let's go.
Show, it's Packers. Packers and just vodka
Mm.
tonight, baby. I got a lot of vodka on the top, and I got a couple of surprises for you. I got a memory. I'm going to bring us back, a way back. Maybe not a way back, but I'll bring you back to a Hafeman Bros memory. And Ben, we got some big time cred from your Billy Turner trashing and breaking down on Tuesday night. That was some good stuff.
Hey, I just want it known right now.
Though. It's truth.
I take no pleasure in any of that video.
I understand.
I would rather see Billy Turner hustling and giving a shish kebab instead of being a slacka-lacka and not trying to do jack squat. I'd rather see him do stuff. But when a guy does what he does, and I didn't even look at all the film. I just, there's just a couple runs I found that I'm like, oh my God. And then I started being like, oh my God, this is what the whole, and I found those two and I was just like, wow. So I had to expose them. I had to be like, listen, this is got to stop one way or the other. If the coaches won't do it and the press won't ask the coach about it and nobody will talk about it, someone's got to show it. And we've talked about it for a year and a half. And I was like, well, the only way people are going to see it is if I just freaking blatantly throw it out there. And there it was. So, that's about the end of that. I just hope that LaFleur lit a fire under his butt or,
something's got to change. Something's got to change. I mean, like I said, following that, how can he or any of the other offensive players or anybody on the team sit through that film and not think exactly what we thought or think, how can this guy be playing? Like, this is unacceptable. Bruce, I don't know. What did you think of Billy Turner being exposed? Or have you already exposed yourself to him? I mean, has he already been exposed for you?
Whoa.
Sorry.
Exposed myself to a lot of people. No. So
back in college, we don't want to know those stories, Bruce.
I'll tell you what, it's eye-opening. I mean, seriously eye-opening. It's kind of interesting because this is just an example. I know we're going to get into stuff later, but obviously I did some notes on offense and defense for the next game. And interestingly enough, what I saw, and I'm sure what you guys saw, a lot of the Packer reporters saw what we need to do, and my point is, if they see that stuff just like we do, then there's no way that Matt LaFleur and the coaching staff don't see Billy Turner and doing what he's not doing, because wow, I mean, that's blatant stuff right there. Good stuff by Ben, but blatant stuff. I mean, he needs to be sat on the bench and said, you know what, till you get your butt, going, and then you're not playing, and somebody else can play, because there's plenty of guys that want a chance. So why not give them a chance? I don't care if we're paying them $10 million or not. So.
I'll tell you what, in a high school game, you would have been pulled after one play like that. This guy's in a pro game.
Well, I mean, I will say one thing about the really bad one where he kind of, where he didn't block anybody, and he
you got to be more specific. You got to be more specific there.
Okay, well, the Jamal Williams run where Aaron Jones moved in motion and Schobert went with him, and then there was five guys in the box and blah blah blah.
Yeah, it should have been a huge
On that play, I bet you it was an RPO because when you watch the offensive line, they don't get off the ball forward; they get off the ball sideways. So it's probably a option for Rodgers to either hand off to Williams or dump it to Aaron Jones, or you know what I mean, whatever it was. And I bet you when he saw the safety go back, that when 20 bounced back, Rodgers like, okay, I'm giving it to Jamal because it's going to be 5-on-5. We're good. So because of that, I can understand why Billy Turner comes off the ball and moves and flows. The whole offensive line flowed, right? And it's hard for him to look, he doesn't know what's going on behind him. So I get all of that. I get the fact that he let the defensive end go. Maybe that's what he's supposed to do on the play, and what I don't know. But the most egregious part on that play for me is when he's got nobody to block. He comes back around. He sees Schobert and his body stance. I mean, he's not aggressive. He doesn't attack. And it's funny because I can remember a month ago on one of his pressers, he talked about Lucas Patrick, and he said, there's a quote of him saying, everybody needs to be more like Lucas Patrick. We need to get out there and block all the way through the play. And that was a Billy Turner quote, him saying exactly that. I mean, it's not verbatim. because I don't remember exactly. But that's what he said. He said, we all need to be like Lucas Patrick. That guy works until the whistle blows.
Yeah.
And
it's a Billy Turner paraphrase then, but that's okay.
Right.
We get it.
But he didn't do that on that play. So, people can go back and watch it. I don't know if Nick's seen it or not, but then you cut it up another smaller, like a 25-minute video of this, because it was a long. I mean, I went off.
I told you he talks. When he talks, you're impressed. That's what I'm saying to you. Like I think the coaches have gone over stuff about him with him, and then he says like the right stuff, and they're like, okay, he gets it. It's going to be better next time. But it's a year and a half of not better next time. So.
Well, but the other thing I'm saying though is like the RPOs. I think the RPOs are actually hurting the Packers' run game a little bit. I got to be honest, because they can't, attack the defense because they've got it like they don't know, so they can't go past 1 yard past the line of scrimmage. So they're all kind of like hanging around and doing their thing, and and
I think that's kind of their style though, Ben.
No, I know it is. I know it is.
Aggressive physical offensive line. I mean, seriously,
I know
they're not. They're not. They're not.
The 3rd and 1, obviously, we saw it wasn't. They're not aggressive.
Right.
I mean, except for Lucas Patrick, and that's about it.
All right. Well, I got one quick thing for you before we wrap it up on Billy Turner. Nick, do you have any thoughts on Billy Turner while I get this ready?
Not really.
Okay. You're not impressed though, at least, right? That's the thing.
Well, I mean, it's hard to.
Not the best color commentator, man, for nothing, folks.
Yeah, I mean, you guys talked about him a little bit last week, so I don't know if there's much more to say about Billy Turner. I don't think his family members have talked about Billy Turner as much as you guys have talked about Billy Turner.
His family members are embarrassed. That's probably what's going on. All right, here I got one for you. Here, ready? Now, Larry McCarron did a rock report this week. Now, this is total violation. I'm going to put a disclaimer out front. This is a Packer produced video, so I make no claim on this video, but you should see it because it was a positive play. It was a big play. But what I want you to show you in this play is what Billy Turner does in this play.
Oh, man.
He missed his block.
Let's watch him. Did you see him here? Here, Rock's going to break it down. Rock's going to break it down for you here.
We got no audio.
You
didn't share your audio. You didn't share your sound.
I know.
Hey, did you learn anything from last week? Tuesday?
I'm Larry McCarron. Right now, the Packers are doing it different. They're switching it up. I'm the Larry McCarron Rock Report. Change is good. Watch how they all go like this. They're going to flow. One of their staples, outside zone. Watch them flow. Look at Billy Turner get the ball. He starts doing something there. Helps. Look at Billy Turner. He's the best offensive lineman in the game. Hey, that's his best play of the day right there.
That is his best play.
Best play of the day. But right here, Rock is saying how all these offensive runs didn't work. 10 of the 19 got less than 2 yards. So they say, let's change it up. I'm trying to do my best Rock impression. So the crack toss is what we're going for. The very next play, Equinemius St. Brown cracking back on the DN. Billy Turner getting out in front. Watch how fast he runs. Look at him go. Billy Turner, Corey Linsley, he blocks it down. Lucas Patrick is on Joe Schobert kicking him out, and Billy Turner, look at him leading the way.
Circle him, everything.
Circle him. He's gonna do something here. Let's watch him. Don't watch Lucas Patrick. Watch Billy Turner. Oh, Billy Turner! Woo!
Why would he circle him on that play and point him out? You know what? I think because you don't have Larry's sound on this. This is actually there's no way we can get hit for that. Just showing the video is just that was a genius move by you. Finally, you did something genius.
All right. What do you guys think of that? Even on a play, they're trying to highlight him.
That's it's. I'm not. I mean, how many times do you see offensive linemen try to block a corner or a defensive back, and they're just too quick, and they're big and slow, and they can't block the guy. It's like that's not surprising to me.
I know
that's his highlights. It's not great,
but he circled him, and he's
he had no business circling him. I mean,
to quote Rudy, to quote the movie Rudy, this sums up his entire sorry career. Honestly, right there.
And the thing is, that was the biggest run of the day. That was the best run of the day. And look how fast he got out. I mean, he looked fast running out there. He did. He looked fast running out there, and that's about it.
Oh, give him the ball.
Maybe that's
maybe on 3rd and 1, give Billy freaking Turner the ball. Maybe he ain't gonna block anybody. Maybe he'll run into somebody.
All right, I gotta check the chat here real quick. Then we get into a couple things.
I didn't even get on there today.
All right, so Browner, how you doing? Ekis, what's up? Ekis listens to his wedding CD from us yet? That's nice. Do you listen to the emotional country version, Ekis?
That was
of that one song.
Damn good version.
Hafeman
When we did that specifically,
only country style.
That was a great. Ekis, we should get that. You should send us that. I don't have that anymore.
I have it.
You should start a show with that.
I have it.
Yeah.
Nico, have you heard that one? Have you heard the country version? The Hafeman brothers doing country?
I don't think so.
Oh, it is amazing.
You'd be impressed.
Jason is actually. I'll tell you this. I was kind of joking off and goofing off with it.
You sound kind of like
Yeah, I do. Like, you could be a legit country star though, dude. Like the way you sang, I was like, dang, that was actually like, that was pretty good. You could be right up there with all those other. I don't know any other country stars, but you could do it. You could Darius Rucker.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, you just Dolly Parton.
Hootie and the Blowfish, not Darius Rucker.
No. Darius Rucker is a country star now.
I know.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, he could be like you know, yeah. You could do it. He could do it.
Man, right. I'm a little concerned about the. I mean, you're right, but I take that as a bit of a slight, Ben, because like pretty much any male singer that can actually stay in tune could be a country star. I think for the most part, but generally the melodies aren't that challenging and all that good stuff.
No, right. But you know what? I'll say this about country. I don't know why are we talking about country music. Anyway, I'll say this about country music. There's a couple of really good songs that are like country songs, like that. Yep. Really, like I hear them and like I get choked up. I mean, I really do.
Country Ben.
Like, dang. And I hate country music, but that one song, Jesse's brother at his wedding, the mother and son dance. They dance to I Hope You Dance or whatever it is, some country song. I don't know who, by some girl, lady. I don't know. But it's about, you know, like when you have the chance to do your thing and take a chance in life, I hope you do it. And watching Travis and Dee Dee dance during that, I'm getting choked up a little bit now thinking about it. It was just it was a good song and a great thing. I'm just telling you, there's a couple of good songs out there that are country songs that I actually are like, hey, but most of them I think stink. Just, you know, they suck, but whatever.
That's fine. I understand.
Sorry, country fans.
I'm not just bashing country. I spent 13 hours on a country radio station last week. So, you know, it's fine. Whatever. I wasn't singing. I was just there. And I talk sometimes during the talk breaks. That was during our radiothon that we did for the Veterans Day fundraiser. All right.
Geez, so I better watch it. Sorry about that, Jay.
People have some. I'm not concerned about that. Here. I'm not concerned. People have some concerns, though, about the Colts defense. So, Nico, Bruce, let's get past to you, Nico. Nico, what do you know about the Colts defense, and are you concerned?
They have some linebacker that's pretty good, right?
The Maniac.
Yeah. What's his real name?
Darius Rucker. I mean, Darius Leonard.
So
there's another Darius.
So apparently, he takes issue with Aaron Rodgers calling that guy from the 49ers the best linebacker in the league, Warner. So he didn't like that. I don't think that really counts as billboard material, but he's counting it as bulletin board material. Because Rodgers didn't say anything bad about him. He just said that the other guy is the best, but this guy thinks he's the best. So he wants to take Rodgers' head off, which is not a good sign.
So that means even more reason for Billy Turner not to be in the game. Bruce, what do you think about the Colts defense? What do you know? You said you did some stats and looked up some stuff.
Well, they're a good defense. There's no doubt. They're fourth in the pass and fourth against the run, I believe. And first or second overall, I think. But you can move the football on this defense. Okay. And this is why. So I watched the last game with the
Titans.
the Titans.
Yep.
And basically what I saw is they like to play a lot of man-to-man, tight man. They do play some zone, but it seems like they play more man-to-man, and they're not like the Packers where they're back 10 yards or 7 yards, right? They're kind of up on them 2 to 3 yards. So
Yep.
which is a problem for us because, as you know, we only have Adams that can consistently beat man coverage. So that's a concern right there. So in my opinion, how you beat that, this is just my opinion, you guys tell me what you think about this, is a lot of pre-snap motion. We're going to have to scheme them open a little bit. Okay. I think and again, we should do this anyway on a consistent basis, but we don't. You need to get Jones in space. You need to get him to the outside. You need to split him out. You need to make sure that he gets the ball in space, because I think we can beat them and their linebackers if he gets in space. And the other thing I saw is, even though this isn't a big weakness of the Colts defense, the middle of the defense is weak a little bit. And I think Tunyon can beat them with his speed up the middle, up the seam. I think we need to look for him, because he could have a big day, especially if Rodgers is on. So those are the things I saw. And then the other interesting stat that I came up with is they're 19th in red zone defense. So that's not great. Another interesting stat, at home, which of course we're playing them at Indianapolis, they give up 70% touchdowns, which is interesting.
I like that.
So again, I think you can move the football, and the Titans moved the football on them, but they were very balanced. And I will tell you that, Rodgers is not, what the heck is his name again? Who's the Titans quarterback?
Philip Rivers.
No.
Oh, no. Ryan
Tannehill. My guy, number 5 overall,
Yeah,
Ben's
Tannehill.
top 10 quarterbacks.
Tannehill is not Rodgers, Sorry, Ben.
He's number 5. Rogers was number 3 on my list. So Rogers has moved up to number 2. Hey, I got to do an updated Ben's top 10 quarterbacks here one of these days.
Yeah.
Wow.
So ultimately, I think those are the things that I saw. And then the last thing I'm going to say is, let's remember, they have played the Jets and the Bears, whose offense is horrible. And they also played the Vikings the second week of the season when their offense was not playing well at all.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 games out of those 9, they didn't play great offenses. So ultimately, I think we can move the ball, but we're going to have to be very efficient and obviously not turn the ball over and things like that. So that's what I got.
Hey,
Before I
all
toss
right,
to
Bruce.
Ben,
Oh,
before
okay.
I toss to you, I watched something. I learned something. Some interesting information. It follows up on Bruce's thing. But Bernard said in the chat, he said, I think we will lose. And Bernard, Bruce just told you why you shouldn't think that. So have some faith, Bernard. We're going to be okay. Lee86, who's a new subscriber. Hey, how you doing, Lee? He's wondering what's the over-under yards for Hines. He'll take the over. Maybe. But is Jonathan Taylor, former Badger, going to finally help my fantasy team and have a bigger game this week? I think so. Maybe he'll do better than Hines this week. Nico, you got a take on that? Taylor or Hines? Who's your running back fantasy for the Colts?
I'd like to see Taylor just because, like you said, he's a Badger, but I don't think he's. I don't know if they like him as much as they used to.
Why don't they like him? I like him. He's a nice young man. Play the man.
He's
All right.
nice. But...
All right. So following up on Bruce's stuff, though, one thing that was interesting. So the Colts, this is the big brag about the Colts defense, is that they've got their number 1 quarterback passer rating, lowest quarterback passer rating in the league against their defense. They're in the top 5 in like all the statistical categories for opposing quarterbacks. So lowest, second and lowest completion percentage, yards per attempt, like all yards per game, and interceptions. But they have faced the likes of Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill. Well, I know Ben thinks he's in his top 5, but Kirk Cousins is not. Also Matt Stafford and Lamar Jackson, who's a great athlete, but not a great quarterback. And so there's a whole list of quarterbacks here that they faced that make those numbers look a little better than they probably would.
Well, how about Gardner Minshew? How
Yes,
about
Gardner
Sam
Minshew.
Darnold? How about
Darn
Mitch
yeah.
Trubisky / Nick Foles?
Whoa,
How about
that's a nice one.
rookie
Did they both play in that game? Is that what
Joe
you're saying?
Burrow?
Oh yeah, Joe Burrow.
Well,
too.
that was the game where they switched it up. That was the game where they
Oh, that was the switcheroo. The Bears. Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, like halfway through they switched it. Or no, that was the first start for Foles. Maybe that was the first start for Foles. Maybe it was week 3 was when they switched it up. The Bears.
Either way, they
After
haven't played
3-0, and then they switched it.
They haven't played the cream of the crop.
What I was going to talk about, because we were talking about defense, and all of a sudden we moved to offense for some reason. But anyways, defense. Bruce was talking about defense. I was going to talk about the teams they faced and the quarterbacks that you're saying that they faced.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the one thing I learned. So
They lost to the Jaguars, right? In that game, Phillip Rivers was the turnover machine. Okay, because Gardner Minshew didn't even have to pass the ball much, and they scored a bunch of points. They gave up 27 points, but that was because Phillip Rivers turned it over a lot. Same thing when they played the Browns. They lost to the Browns. They gave up 32 points, but there's a lot of turnovers in that game. Otherwise, they played the Vikings, only gave up 11 points. The Jets only gave up 7 points. Bears only gave up 11 points. The Lions, 21. The Ravens, they gave up 24 and lost. But that was another Phillip Rivers threw freaking 3 picks or played like garbage. And then the Titans game, they only gave up 17 points. Now, that sounds great. But think of those teams. Vikings at the second week of the year, right? When Kirk Cousins was playing like garbage. The Jets, the Bears with Nick Foles' first game. He stinks. The Bengals with a rookie quarterback. The Lions with Matt Stafford, who we all know he stinks half the time. And Tennessee, where they got a turnover on special teams and a couple other good plays on special teams that really turned the game in that second half. Because it was a tight game in the first half. Then the second half, they just blew them out because there's all these dumb miscues on special teams for the Titans. So I have to be honest. I'm feeling good about this game, especially the Packers offense against their defense. That's where I'm feeling really good, which sounds weird because, as Bruce said, they're rated number 1 overall defense. But that's yardage, right? And they're number 2 against the run and number 3 against the pass, or maybe it's vice versa, but it's something like that. And they're number 4 against scoring or whatever it is. And the reasons why are, they're playing the Jets and the Vikings that stink and the Bears and the Lions. And they haven't, people have said the Packers haven't played anybody. Look at that. Jaguars, Vikes, Jets, Bears, Browns. Their best team they played was the Ravens and the Browns. They haven't played anybody either. So, and not only that, but they have a decent defense. They do have the Maniac, who's really awesome at middle linebacker, who can clean up stuff. They have DeForest Buckner, who's a freaking playmaking inside tackle who will mess your ass up on defense. Oh, that's some good stuff right there. They got a rookie safety who came in who's playing good, Blackman or Black or something like that. I don't remember what his name was, but he's Blackman, I think. He's really playing good as a rookie. So those are things that are great. But the reason why I'm happy about the Packers is this. Where is this game being played?
In a dome.
In a dome, baby.
On the road.
In a dome.
Rodgers can wear his comfortable shoes, baby.
Oh, Rodgers loves the dome. Rodgers will tear it up, dudes. He will tear it up. What happened when they played the Saints? They didn't have Devontae. It didn't matter. Alan Lazard was wide open. Why? Play action. Why? Aaron Jones in the dome. Aaron Jones in the dome? Are you kidding me? He tears it up. He's like a freaking monster. That's all we need. The key to the offense and the Packers offense versus Colts defense really comes down to a couple things. Like Bruce said, they play around the line of scrimmage. The Colts mess you up at the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. But the Saints did the same thing. The difference is the Saints blitzed a lot from a lot of different areas, where the Colts don't. They kind of use their front 4, who's a very good front 4. They try to get pressure that way and then play like a coverage behind it. They play man and zone. They mix it up, but they stay close to the line of scrimmage and stick with your guy. So they play. It's weird. A lot of times it looks like man, but they're playing zone and then go with it. Like you said every week, Jason, you say when the guys are playing zone, if a guy comes in your zone, you cover him like it's man. You don't just let him go. Well, that's what the Colts do. And not only that, they have their eyes at on the quarterback most of the time when they are playing tight. And they rush. Like when you watch the game against the Titans, Derrick Henry was getting tackled in the backfield. Because once Derrick Henry gets going, it's trouble. And the Colts got to the backfield and got to him and stopped him before he could even get going, right? And that's what they do. So I think what Bruce is saying is good. They need to attack this. Like, I think it should be a hybrid of the first Vikings game against the Vikings when they had the motion and they attacked the outsides and went at the corners. I mean, Xavier Rhodes is there. We all know Xavier Rhodes stinks with the Vikings for years and years and years.
I know, but I got a note on him. I made one note.
Okay, well, that's good. Tell me about it. But this is what I'm saying. Let's attack the outsides, use our speed. If we have Lazard back, he's a great outside blocker at a wide receiver. That's perfect.
I got an inside scoop on that.
The other thing,
the Green Bay
play action. Because the Colts love to jump the run. They love to jump the run. They love it.
Oh,
that would be helpful. That'd be helpful.
Just remember, and I don't know if you guys watched Titans game. Brown touchdown. He just dropped it. He beat the guy by 3-4 yards. It would have been like a 70-yard touchdown. Just totally waxed him. And Brown is about Adams. I mean, pretty much. And then you got MVS, who's got way more speed than Brown does. So it's AJ Brown, I think, right? Isn't that what it is?
I don't know. Sure.
Thank you.
There's too many Browns at wide receiver in the league that I don't know what hell they play for anymore.
Sorry to interrupt, Jason.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Ben,
you're good. Yeah, Bruce.
Ben didn't even let me interrupt.
Bruce. So. I agree with a lot of things Bruce says.
I know. That's why he's
but
on the show.
I just enhanced them with even more knowledge, Bruce. See, we're like a tag team, buddy.
I got to ask Nico a question here. Nico, do you remember who Ben was talking about there? Xavier Rhodes.
Do I remember him? Yeah.
Okay. Was he good for a while when he was on the Vikings or not that good?
I always think that no one on the Vikings is good. So I might underrate him a little bit, but he was decent. But, I always give like a -10 man rating to any Vikings player.
All right. He was the Pro Bowler, I think, at one point. So was Sean Jones, though. We know that. However, Xavier Rhodes this year had a
Browner.
Scenery.
Sorry, Browner. Browner says I dissed the Brown name.
Oh, that's true. Browner's related. Don't hit on his relative.
Yeah, he's related to all the Browns that play wide receiver in the NFL.
Xavier Rhodes already got 10 passes defensed and 2 picks this year.
Yeah, because he's playing aggressive, and he's watching the quarterback.
I mean, I think Mo would have liked that last year when Mo was complaining about him, Viking Mo, over and over how bad he was and all that stuff. He seems to be doing much better in his new home with the Colts. So. And Rodgers knows him, and Rodgers is probably a little like, oh, if he's playing this way, maybe I got to avoid him. I don't know. The word on the street, though, the tip from the Packer Insider is that Alan Lazard is a no-go. Lazard's a no-go.
Who said that?
Packer Insiders. People that live in the area that have their ear to the ground.
Who?
Mom and Dad. That's a mom report. That's a mom report. You don't.
I agree with what you're saying.
You don't question Mom's report.
Dang,
I think
sucks.
they're not going to play him. I think they're going to wait until the last minute and then put him in when they absolutely have to. That's when the end of the
IR time or whatever.
The IR time. They're going to wait absolutely to the end and then they're going to put him in. That's what they're going to do.
All right.
They did that. That was Tuesday. They had to activate him, so he's an active player now. I mean. I think he's really? Well, here's the deal. If he's not, I got something for you guys. If he's not going to do it, then I think it's time that we unleash a guy we haven't unleashed in a few weeks.
Woo!
I'm going to say it. No.
Oh. Big dog.
Oh! Shoot. Oh, crap.
Yeah,
we got some Funyuns. We got some Funyuns. This is going to be the Robert Tunyon game, baby. Woo! I don't know if I can eat this right now. I'm going to try.
I can't see it.
He's eating them all. He's taking out all the freaking Colts this week.
Yep.
Look out. Robert Tunyon on the play action pass.
I agree.
Look out.
If Darius Leonard is that wound up that he's going to want to attack plays and make this big statement, maybe that actually makes him more aggressive for those play actions and it'll let Tunyon in behind him even easier. That would be awesome. That'd be really awesome.
He's so mad. He wants to go after Rodgers. Fine, go after him. Rodgers will freaking dump it off to Aaron Jones. Mm-hmm. Dump it off to Tunyon. God dang it, I just had Funyuns in my mouth. How could I say Tunyon?
All right. That's a bit, man.
That's it. Every time I say Tunyon, I got to eat another Funyun.
No, that's not.
Remind me that it's I'm going to say it a bunch of times so I can eat more Funyuns.
All All right, Lee86, new subscriber, asked about this, which hopefully we just answered. He said he thinks that we passed the sideline too much last year. Seems like we don't use the middle of the field enough. That's been the case for a long time, but Ben's just telling you that we're going to attack, and Bruce too, the middle of the field with Bob Tunyon, and I hope that's the case. And Ben's going to eat a Funyun for every target.
I got any left by then. But
okay.
I think we can attack the middle of the field, but the problem is, like Bruce said, the Colts play really close to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to have to be past the first level. And it brings you back to a game last year. I think it was against the Bears. No, it was against the Washington Panthers. They had a play where Rodgers brought Allison in and had him do a quick in route, about 5-yard in route. And then good old Jimmy Graham went straight down the seam, and that forced the inside linebacker to choose. And the inside linebacker was Luke Kuechly at that point. Obviously, he didn't retire last year. And you have to choose. And I want to see more plays like that. A quick pass, an easier down here, force Darius Leonard to make a choice. Are you going to cover the inside guy, or are you going to go back? And then whoever he doesn't cover, boom, throw the ball. It's super simple. And that was a huge play to Jimmy Graham. If it would have been Robert Tunyon on that play, it probably would have been like a 50-yard play instead of a 32-yard play. But that's besides the point. But that's kind of stuff. Like, they can attack the middle of the field, but it's if they do it, within 5 yards or so, it's not going to happen much. There's not much going to be there. They have to do play action, or they have to try to do some sort of route combination that forces those middle linebackers to have to choose who to cover, and then there'll be an open slot behind it. And that's what we're looking for, hopefully.
Nico,
but I do agree.
Nico, were you confused as I was about Ben's statement right there? He said a quick in route with Geronimo Allison, which seems to be an oxymoron.
I get confused about most of what Ben says.
Okay.
But
and then a big play to Jimmy Graham, that made me even more confused.
Yeah, I don't remember that game where there was quick Geronimo and big Jimmy Graham plays, but
it happened.
But
he went. Rodgers went like this, Gmo, and he pulled him to come in, and Gmo came in line. Bruce remembers, and Tanya went. God,
Funyun, and you're muted.
It was Jimmy Graham. That was a double mistake. I need 2 Funyuns. Okay, I'm going
Nick,
I'm going on mute. I'm
Nick,
going on mute. I'm gonna eat some Funyuns.
You guys talking about the Colts really jumping the line and jumping the counts makes me think that the Rodgers is going to want to try a whole bunch of hard counts this game. So he's going to be, especially in a dome with no fans. I don't know if they have fans there at all.
Small amount. So he's going to be able to pull that hard count off, and maybe we'll get one of those patented, get them all to jump, then throw a touchdown bomb. Or else maybe we'll just wait till the play clock runs out 100 times too. So hopefully they don't do that route. And they actually snap it before the play clock runs out. But I'm calling a hard count touchdown this game. I like
Put it on the board. Put it on the board.
That should be bet on by you, Lee86. Bet it on Vegas.
Bet it.
In
hard
Vegas.
Count touchdown.
There you go.
That's a good call.
I got a note here. If you guys recall, this season, the Packers defense has played much better when there have been 5,000 to 10,000 fans in the stadium versus 0 fans. And so I'm looking for a much more energized Packer defense because there's going to be like 11,000 fans there this week. That's what the Packers defense needs fans. They need some fans. It could be like one family, but somebody's got to be there outside the actual employees of the Green Bay Packers and the opposing team for them to get excited and play hard. So this week I'm expecting a much harder effort play from the defense because there's going to be a few fans there. I'm excited about that. All right, can we move on to the big thing now? The big part, which is Phillip Rivers.
Okay.
All right, Phillip Rivers. We're going to talk about Phillip Rivers in just a second.
Yeah.
But we have a quick throwback for Phillip Rivers. So I got to do another screen share here just for you.
Good or bad?
It's very good.
Oh, okay. All right.
If anyone goes back to the day, I know Nick was there. Bruce, this is before your time. Checking out Hafeman Brothers Talking Packers. Back in 2019, a season ago, when we first started, we weren't doing videos. We didn't have a Zoom account yet. We didn't have any sponsors or funders. And
sponsors and funders?
No, but anyway, we didn't have any
okay.
then either.
Okay.
But the point is, we were doing like we were recording it, and I was doing a bunch of editing, and it was I just put a bunch of pictures over me and Ben talking about the stuff. Well, we had a Philip Rivers segment, and I want to play that for you now because it's a very good memory from back in the day. And I will make sure I get my sound in on this screen share because it's very important because that's part of the point.
This from before the game or after the game?
This was before the game,
Yeah,
the
okay.
last time the Packers played Philip Rivers. At that point, he was with the
After it's-
Chargers.
Yeah, after it sucked. So I'm sure.
What city, Ben? What city?
L.A. I guess.
Ben's got to take. If Ben had to take a shot for every time he said San Diego Chargers and Bob Tunyon instead of Funyon, he would be so wasted right now. Oh my
That's a
God.
great pick, Ben. That's a great pick.
That was from our first album.
Now, I just want you to listen to this segment. This actually came up during one of our shows. We were previewing the game. We were talking about the upcoming game against the Chargers that year, and this is what the conversation turned into.
We know Philip Rivers is Philip Rivers. He's been around for a long, long time and hasn't really done a whole lot of anything other than throw a lot of yards and throw some picks and some touchdowns, right? But he's one of those guys who he's not very mobile. He's got that weird sidearm delivery thing he does.
Yep.
And his balls kind of are slow. Like sometimes he'll drill it in there, but a lot of times his balls are kind of like it takes a long time to get to where they need to go to.
Yeah, he's got some floaters in there for sure.
Yeah, so like I hope
Floaters.
Packers-
Also
like,
the name of a game that you gave my kid last year.
I'm gonna bring that up.
Why not?
I don't know. We should.
I think it's time. Well, anyway, all right. Floaters. You
Well,
can
we can do that some other time,
look it up.
or we
Look
can do
it
it now
up.
if you want. I don't care. Yeah, whatever. But
Then we have to get into your nickname he gave you, and yeah, then we're going down to.
all right, fine. You want to do it? We'll do it. So yeah, floaters is the game I got your son because your son always calls me Uncle Booty for reasons I don't know, because I don't even have a big butt, but he calls me Uncle Booty all the time, and I'm like, all right, stop calling me Uncle Booty, kid, and he wouldn't stop. So finally, this year for Christmas, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get him something for Christmas this year that really isn't a good gift, but it's going to fit him for all the times he calls me Uncle Booty. And then we have one of these pop-up stores at the mall, here that was selling just goofy stuff. And one of the things they sold was this fishing game, and it was called Floaters. And it was a fishing game where you're fishing for poop. There's little plastic poops, and you have a fishing pole, and you have to try to catch the the plastic poops. They all have like a little hook on them, or a loop or whatever, and you have to hit the hook. And then that's what I gave him for Christmas. As well, we gave him a good gift too. But we also that was just from, and I wrote down there from Uncle Booty. So there you go.
You
I
did.
gave him a poop fishing game because he always called me Uncle Booty.
All right. Okay. The reason I brought it up was not just because of I don't even remember how we got here, but something triggered it. But I also just looked off to my right because I'm in the basement doing this, and there's the game sitting right there on the game table and stuff. And so I saw it and I had to bring it up. And here's what it says. Okay, floaters, cast your line. It's poop fishing time.
Yeah,
What a good
you know
line.
what? That's a perfect game for Eckes. He's always talking about he's going fishing all the time.
And
There's
then
Eckes.
I'll get him floaters next time I see him for Christmas.
includes water mat, fishing rod, 5 plastic poops.
Yeah, it was a great gift. Anyways, back to Philip Rivers floaters.
All right. Oh,
His
that's
passes
how
are
we. Yeah.
floaters.
Okay. There we go.
All right. So
Yeah, I missed that pink Batman shirt. That was a sweet Batman shirt I had back then.
I think we were a lot more chill in our first year. We're like, almost
I'm
fired
pretty
up
sure I would just woken up and I was kind of like, yeah. Anyways, speaking of
Shut
Uncle
that guy.
Booty, wait till this Christmas.
What? Uncle Booty's coming back?
I got some awesome booty gifts for Evan this year. He's
He
gonna.
hasn't called you
love-
that in a while, though.
I don't care. God dang it, he called me that every freaking time. Just wait. Just
For
wait.
years. For years.
They are awesome. I've been hanging out of these things since January, by the way, waiting to give them to him for Christmas. So
All right.
we'll see
I
how it
want to
goes.
hear what these guys think about the Packers defense and Philip Rivers, who wants to only throw the ball like within 1 second, or to his running backs, or really the quick outs and quick slants and stuff. So what are the Packers going to do, Bruce, to defend that?
Again, I'm still laughing at that video. So that's awesome.
That's a true story, and he just did it. And I don't know why my son started calling him Uncle Booty. I would have paid him to do that if I knew he was going to do it as much as he did to annoy Ben. That was really great.
It annoyed me, I'll tell you.
It wasn't because your butt's big.
No, I have no butt. I mean, my pants fall down because my gut is so big. My butt is smaller than my gut. Like I wear a belt and my pants still fall down. It's really weird.
Maybe it's smell related.
This might cause me to not come on the show anymore, but I might just have to call Ben Uncle Booty from now on.
No, I'm not even your uncle. I don't think.
Doesn't matter. Not when you put booty after it. You can call anybody Uncle.
All right.
All right. Let me go to Nick for a quick one. Bruce, we'll come back to you. Nick,
Yeah, that's fine.
Nick. All right. Here's the concern, right? Because the Packers like to rush the passer. Those guys like to get to the quarterback. If they're passing it quick, you can't get to the quarterback. But if you play your guys 8 yards off, like the Packers often do, and you're not going to get to the quarterback, they're just going to complete a lot of short passes. So are you concerned about that? And then what do you think the Packers do defensively? Are they going to change the strategy, or is it going to be what we normally see?
Well, that's the thing, is that, Rivers is not going to throw a 40-yard spiral bomb in between two defenders for a catch. Rivers is not going to scramble for first downs. He's going to stand there and throw little ducks every once in a while. He can't move. So ordinarily, I would say the Packers are going to release the hounds and crush them, except for that's not what they did against San Diego last year.
Whoa.
They had guys.
What?
Right.
All right,
Los
Ben,
Angeles Chargers last year.
Ben gets another shot because someone else said it. Every time anyone says it, Ben gets a shot.
How do I get that? I'm just drinking fruit punch or whatever the hell this is.
I don't have any.
Los Angeles.
I don't have any Funyuns to eat, so I can't. But they were dropping back safeties last year against them. They weren't pressuring them last year. All those things that we all see that an older, and again, you're not going to be throwing some defense that he's never seen before. I mean, the guy's been around the block 75 times, just like when we were against Brady, just like when we were against Brees. Like there's not some magical defense that they're going to come up with this week that he's not going to recognize and be able to pick apart. You have to beat him by he can't move or throw. So you'd think that you'd be able to come up with a scheme to counteract that, but they didn't against the Los Angeles Chargers last year. So I am a little bit worried that they will not recognize their mistake of last year. So we'll see.
All right, I'm going to go to Bruce now. Bruce, if Adrian Amos and Darnell Savage are in a 2-shell, 20 yards back, and their first movement is backwards every time Phillip Rivers goes to pass, what are you going to do? What are you going to say to your television?
I'm just going to ignore that question. So this is what I got. So I agree with Nick as far as how
Smart.
Phillip Rivers is how he releases the ball. I mean, he releases the ball, within 1 to 2 seconds. Very quick passer. I mean, I will say he has a quick release considering he's, what is he, 38 now, I think, right in that range? 39.
39 is never sworn, but has like 10 kids. It's amazing.
9 kids.
Almost
9 kids.
Peterson, although he has like 14 or 16 or something like that.
Yeah, but those are not with his one person.
Semantics.
So first of all, the key is a couple of things. In my opinion, but I know Petten will do the same thing he normally does. Is he's going to sit back. He's gonna let Rivers throw underneath, and we're gonna let him go down the field slowly but surely. I really feel that that's going to happen. But in my opinion, what we need to do and this was proven last game, the last like 3, 4, 5 plays. We need to play tight man to man against Philip Rivers. Okay. When I saw them play the Titans, when the Titans played zone, Rivers ate him up. Ate him up. And so we need to be tight man. And the other thing is, he does release the ball quickly. So, if you're going to, I personally think you need to pick your blitzes. Rush 4, pick your blitzes. But the thing is, if you're going to rush 4 and you're not going to get to him, you need to get your hands up and knock those passes down, because, again, like you guys had mentioned before, he's sidearmed. The ball doesn't get that high. You need to knock it down. And that's something that they need to be aware of. And Kenny Clark has done that, and Lowry has done that. Seeing even though Lowry's pretty crappy, I mean, that is something he has done, is he's knocked balls down. So those are things that they need to be aware of. He's got an average arm, like you said. He's floater, you're right. But at the same time, again, if you're tight man, it's going to be difficult or more difficult for him to throw where he needs to throw, and make sure that you need to make sure he's throwing very accurately, basically, is the deal. Otherwise, if he doesn't, which he shouldn't, because Philip Rivers is Philip Rivers, he's going to throw some interceptions. He's going to make some mistakes. Okay. So that's kind of the deal. The other thing that I have stat wise is their red zone offense is 25th in the league. They only score 50% touchdowns in the red zone. So,
that worries me, Bruce. That makes me think that now Mike Pettine's going to be like, well, we'll just play soft until they get to the red zone, because they're bad in the red zone. So let them work it down the field.
You're right.
I can't tell you what I'm going to say to my television if I see that crap on Sunday.
Well, Bruce and I won't be seeing it because we don't get the freaking game.
Well, live in the wrong state. But I'm just telling you, I can't tell you over our show what I would say to my television. No one should hear that.
Not to get off subject here.
Sorry, Bruce.
No, that's okay. Not to get off subject, but like Ben said, actually my dad is we're going to do a Zoom call. He's going to put it toward the TV, and I'm going to watch the game. So, hey, whatever works, but anyway, so those are the things that I think are important. But the other thing is they're aggressive. That offense is aggressive in the fact that, how many times they went for it on 4th down against the Titans? 6 or 7 times. Granted, it was short, it was 4th and 2, 4th and 1, 4th and 3. But you know what? The Packers give up yardage, against the run. So it's most likely going to be 4th and short. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're going for it a lot in this game. So the Packers have to be ready for that, and they have to shut them down on 4th down. The last thing I'm going to say is they can't give up easy points. No special teams touchdowns like last week, and no turnovers. If they don't make stupid mistakes like that, and they play efficient, I really think they can beat this Colts team. I'm done.
The Packers have a lot of, you're looking at the schedule ahead. There's a lot of winnable games on there for sure, especially when you see the way the Bears are kind of floundering right now and all that stuff, and they still got the Bears twice. But this is one of the tougher games left on the schedule. It definitely is. It's an away game, good defense, all that good stuff. But the fact that I think that's what made us lose our, really go crazy after the LA game last year with Philip Rivers, was that I think the week before he played the Vikings and thrown 7 picks or 6. I was some crazy.
He had 7 turnovers.
Yeah, 7 turnovers in the game against the Vikings the week before, and the Packers got 0 turnovers against him. They didn't even cover the guys close enough to put themselves in position to get a turnover or a pick. He will give you 1 or 2 every game if you play tight, if you're close. Now, the Packer insiders have also said that Kevin King and Jair are supposed to be back, both of them. I'm not sure that I like the King one, but I'll take Jair. Regardless, that should give Mike Pettine his full confidence to play some tight coverage. And then when the guy wants to throw the ball right away, if you're bumping and throwing off their timing, you would think that's a very good strategy to get up in their face and press them, throw off the timing, and maybe allow your rush to get there. Bruce makes a great point about getting your hands up. Drives me absolutely nuts when when you know the quarterback's going to throw it quick and guys are still trying to make these big moves or whatever. Like if you're not going to get there and he's going to throw the ball quick, get your hands up. Get your hands up. You might not get it, but you might swat it once in a while, and that's a huge play. It kills the play right there. It's a big play. Nico, do you get excited when you see a guy bat a ball at the line of scrimmage?
Love it.
You
Love
know
it.
who never bats a ball ever in the history of his whole career?
Who's that?
Zadarius Smith.
That's true. He's too busy thinking.
You know why? Because he doesn't even look at the quarterback. He's just trying to beat the guy in front of him. He has no, like I said, he's got a one awareness in Madden. He'll never freaking knock down a ball. He has no idea what the hell's going on. And that's a problem. That's a problem.
It is.
I want to say some stats. Hey, I want to say some stats for you guys.
All right, give us
This
some
is why
stats.
I am confident in Mike Pettin.
All right.
I think he's going to do it this time.
Let's see.
I think he's going to look at some of these stats. The longest run for the Colts this year in 9 games is 22 yards.
Jonathan Taylor.
22 yards. Now, playing the Packers defense could help that. I know, because they stink. But that's not scary. The longest run of the Packers is 75. We all know what that is. It's Aaron Jones. He's the man. Longest pass, 55 yards for the Colts.
That wasn't in the air.
No, and there's a lot of 20s and 30s and like not many deep. Packers have a 78-yarder and a 72-yarder at least, plus way more than that. We've got a lot of big deep bombs.
I think Rodgers has the most 20-plus yard completions in the league,
yeah.
I believe.
Okay, and then their leading receiver. Are you ready for this? The Colts' leading receiver is the running back Hines with 33 catches for 265 yards and 4 touchdowns. So even though they have T.Y. Hilton, they got the rookie Pittman Jr., they've got Pascal, right? Their leading receiver is their third down back, who last week they put him in the game and he was really running well. And they just kept him in there and he freaking looked awesome. But he's their leading receiver with catches, 33 catches.
I think he missed some games too this year.
Probably. So
he was injured and missed a couple games.
These are the things I'm looking at and I'm like, why? Okay, this is the same thing we talked about before the Saints game, right? Don't even worry. I mean, yeah, kind of worry. But can we freaking like, and I know Bruce said play man, and man is important. I agree. But what I would rather see, to be honest, would be like a zone, a tight zone, but up against the line of scrimmage. So you chuck the guy on the line of scrimmage. Okay. So instead of rushing, because here's the thing, Phillip Rivers is going to throw the ball fast because he does not want to get hit. I don't think we're going to be able to get to them. Here's the other thing. The Colts have only given up 9 sacks this year with a quarterback who runs slower than I do. So what does that mean? That means he's getting rid of the ball. So if Z thinks he's going to beat his guy and get there, he's never going to beat his guy and get there. He's just not going to do it. And if they think they're going to blitz a guy, he's going to get there. He's not going to get there. Blitzing a guy is going to mean nothing. What I want to see is lane integrity on the pass rush. I want to see that whoever the defensive ends are, chuck the frickin' tight end, chuck him off the line of scrimmage, look for the back, chuck him on your way to the quarterback. Because Phillip Rivers isn't going to outrun you. If he gets pressure and he starts trying to move around, somebody's going to get him. Kenny Clark, even Dean Lowry can chase him down. Okay? Don't worry about that. Don't try to beat your guy. Don't blitz at him. Don't freaking do all these crazy things. Chuck the receivers. Play tight, but play zone so you can see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of weird because you got to look out for the runs. He's going to pass to the running back. That's what I just looked at. 33 catches for the running back, leading receiver. And they're all swing passes, right? Couple screens here and there, but a lot of swing passes. Use your heads. Chuck the receivers. Throw off the rhythm. Phillip Rivers is a rhythm passer. His offense needs to be in rhythm because he can't throw it frickin' that great. So he's an anticipation thrower. He anticipates the open window. He anticipates the break. He throws the ball before the guy even makes his break half the time. So if you give him the receiver a free release, like the Packers constantly do when they play freaking 9 yards off, we're screwed. Play bump and run. Doesn't have to be man. It can be bump and zone, like bump and then move with it. Bump and move with it. I almost want to see a bump and then cover the flat. Like I would love to see Jair on the outside hit T.Y. Hilton, right? And then cover the flat and have the linebackers go back and have the safety swing over to cover, like kind of do like a double team on a wide receiver. And then Jair covers the back out of the flat. Now, these are concepts I've never seen the Packers do. But against this team and this quarterback, who we've seen he likes to throw to the running backs more than anything else, that might work. And we've seen Jair attack around the line of scrimmage. He's great on screen passes. He's great when he sees somebody come out of the backfield. So, and he's back hopefully this week, right? Those are things I like.
Insider says he's back. Insider.
Okay. So here's the other thing I saw. Touchdowns. The Colts only have 21 touchdowns on the season. That's not that many. I mean, come on. They're not a high scoring team. It takes them forever to get down the field. I just said their biggest run is 22 yards. Their biggest pass is 55. They're all rhythm, slow. It's just like the Saints game. But we've got to pressure them. We've got to at least disrupt, not pressure the quarterback, pressure the receivers. Okay. And then if you're playing a zone and you're up close, right, you can look in the backfield and see what's going on. And then you can attack on running plays too and stop the run. Wow, what a concept. Oh my God, who would ever thought of that? These are the things that need to happen. And I'm hoping in my heart of hearts that Pettine will do it. I don't know if he will. But I think this is like I think this is going to be a blowout. I'm saying it right now. Packers are going to blow the crap out of the Colts. It's going to be a 2-touchdown win, I think. Based on this, I'm looking at they don't have a dynamic offense. They got a quarterback who can't move. He throws wobbly balls. Aaron Rodgers will kill these guys on defense, I think.
The Packers have made many quarterbacks look really good, though.
I understand. But what I'm saying is all the numbers are telling me they're supposed to be number one rated defense, but it's like, I don't see how, look at who they played. There's no dynamic offense on every offense they've faced has got some sort of a flaw, except for the Vikings week 2. But that was Kirk Cousins was stinky that week, right?
Well, yeah,
Jaguars never passed the ball more than 10 yards downfield. Jets stink. Bears stink. Browns were having a problem at that point, but they end up winning, right? 32 points they scored. Bengals are one-dimensional pass team. Lions can't run the ball, one-dimensional pass team. Ravens are a running team. Their quarterback can't throw the ball. And the Titans, if you shut down Derrick Henry, they're done. You can't do that against the Packers. You shut down Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones will go after you. But you can't even shut down Aaron Rodgers. So whatever. I'm telling you, man, this is a blowout. Blowout. All you got to do is stop Hines. Do not pressure Philip Rivers, but don't be like blitzing them and doing all crazy stuff. And like Bruce said, look at him, watch him pass, knock that crap down. Knock that wobbly crap down. Boom. That's all I got to do. Packers win by two touchdowns.
I want to see Lucas Patrick flatten the maniac. That's what I want to see. I want to see the maniac get Lucased in this game. That's what I'm looking for. So Lucas Patrick, let's do it, baby. Nico, we coming to you before we go. We're about ready to go. We're going to keep it a shorter one tonight. Nico is our Bucks insider. Nico, what is going on with the Bucks this week? They're trying to bend the rules, to cheat, to win. Like, what's happening? Tell us what's going on.
The NBA, as always, is trying to screw over the Bucks. They just try to hold them down always, and it's making me mad. Because remember when LeBron was on the Lakers and then Anthony Davis was going to be a free agent, and everybody in the world knew that Davis was going to go to the Lakers because LeBron was talking about it all the time. Everybody's talking about it, like for sure Anthony Davis was going to go to the Lakers. And then what happened? Oh, he went to the Lakers 5 minutes after the free agency started. And then now that Giannis is getting close, you see Steph Curry with like, oh boy, sure would be nice if Giannis came to Golden State. And the Mavericks are putting pictures of Giannis in Mavericks jerseys all the time, right? And there's the banana boat incident with all the guys that are, LeBron and Wade, and they're all on the same boat talking about having fun and going to Miami and all that.
Talking about bananas.
But the Bucks, 2 days before free agency, talked to Bogdanovich. Oh, that's tampering. This is preposterous. You can't be tampering with free agents and talking about it before they come to You got to wait till free agency starts before you can talk to any of these guys. So everybody besides the Bucks can talk to free agents before free agency starts. So I was all set for this new lineup, and then it's not going to happen, and they're not going to get Bogdanovich.
Yeah, but they got Holiday, right?
They did make some moves. Tell us about the moves.
Well, they traded a lot. They got rid of Bledsoe and George.
Yeah.
Hill. George Hill was a pretty good dude. Bledsoe was good.
No, he wasn't.
Holiday is better than those guys. There's no doubt about it.
Yes.
The Bucks gave up an additional 3 first-round picks, which, it was those two guys plus 3 first-round picks for Holiday.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah. So
they probably
well, it depends on one thing. That was their first move. Their second move was to get Bogdan, who Giannis really likes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So if they are not getting Bogdan, so if Giannis leaves, then they traded 3 first-round picks for nothing. Then they're going to have 3 first-round picks that they're not going to have and no Giannis. And then they'll be screwed for the next 8 years. So it's, those picks, if Giannis stays, that's going to be 3 late picks, and it's not going to matter that much. But if they can't get deep in the playoffs and get Giannis to sign, then losing those 3 picks is going to hurt.
Who did they trade besides Bledsoe? I was yelling. I didn't hear you.
George Hill.
Yeah.
Who's good?
Who's a good veteran off the bench?
But they got DiVincenzo.
Yeah, DiVincenzo, man.
It's okay. It's just that the thought was that by getting Bogdan, Giannis was probably saying, "Hey, go get Bogdan and I'll sign."
Mm. And he's a good shooter too, right?
He's a good shooter. Drew was good on defense. Bogdan was good on offense, so it's a good mix in the backcourt there. But the thought is that maybe Bogdan didn't want to sign because maybe Giannis didn't say he was going to sign long term. So there's maybe that's all rumor and innuendo, but it's a possibility that the Bogdan deal fell through. I mean, that would have been a pretty good deal for the Bucks, but now it's just gone.
So, it means they can't possibly still sign him.
They could have got him at a much better number through a sign and trade deal than he just went to straight free agency.
Okay.
So in a sign and trade, they could have got him. I think it was like 12 or 13 million or something like that. But now that he opted for regular free agency, he's more like 18 million a year.
Okay. All right.
I think
he's probably gonna go to the Lakers because they're a bunch of crap.
You do what you got to do if you're the Bucks. I mean, honestly, Giannis is a once in a lifetime deal. The Bucks aren't going to go anywhere unless they have somebody like him. You do whatever you got to do to make sure you have a shot, and go from there. That's
what it sounds like they're trying to do. But all of a sudden, the league wants to talk about tampering when every free agent ever signs at 3 minutes after midnight.
Right, exactly.
They've been talking about these deals forever, but the Bucks did it, and all of a sudden, it's you can't have that tampering. You can't have the Bucks doing stuff like that. It's like, come on, guys.
The reason I don't worry about the first round picks as much is because the Bucks will get, they'll be late in the first round anyway, probably a bunch of those years, and they haven't had any good luck in the lottery. Like every time it's the Bucks got the best chance in the lottery. Oh, they end up with like the 12th pick or some BS. It's like,
no, they had freaking Parker or whatever the hell his name was, and he stunk. He got hurt and he played like garbage.
He wasn't good.
Well, I guess Holiday is only.
They had Big Dog
got
that
a
one
year.
Time. Number 1 pick, Big Dog that 1 year.
And they had Bogey. Hey,
And
Bogey was number 1 overall.
Bogey, that's right.
They had a lot of number 1 overall picks, and they were all good, decent players.
Kurt Benson was not a good player.
Okay, well, yeah. I guess Holiday's only got on a 1-year deal, but I think the reason why it's a good trade is because when he's on the team, they can overpay luxury tax or whatever the heck when he's already on the team. So they would have to try to get him as a free agent. And I think he's a way better player than Bledsoe. We all know my opinion on Bledsoe.
Yeah, Bledsoe.
I don't even want to get the guy was
Holiday is better than Bledsoe. There's no doubt about it.
So I mean, the biggest thing that the Bucks needed was a guy who can not just create, but have a little bit of a fear, play good defense at point, also lead the team. Like we can't have Giannis be the team all the time, because sometimes he would go 1-on-4, 1-on-5, and it just didn't work. And then when they lost my favorite guy, then they have nobody shooting threes anymore other than the big guys, and they were hot and cold, right? like George Hill was their best freaking shooter last year, right? At 3-pointers.
He was like one of the top in the league at threes. I mean,
Right.
he'd shoot a lot, but he was percentage-wise right at the
But
top.
I mean, and then you had Jason's favorite guy shooting threes all the time.
I gotta tell you, nothing makes me more excited than seeing Brook Lopez hit a three. It's my favorite play.
I know, but I mean, why is he shooting so much?
I jump off the seat.
His brother's gone though. They got rid of Robin.
Well, that's fine because he does his threes were less consistent.
DJ Wilson's got to start playing. He's my boy.
He's your man.
Let's go.
Like see, Ben
Let's go. Let's get him on the freaking game. Let's start him at the freaking power forward. Move Giannis to small forward. You move Middleton to shooting guard starting. Boom. We got size. We got freaking shooters. We got Holiday at the point. I'm telling you, the Bucks can do it with that lineup. And
That's
DJ
classic.
Wilson's your guy who freaking runs around, gets defensive freaking boards, get offensive boards, freaking plays defense. He's the man. He's
That's
the Darvin
classic
Ham.
Ben. Classic Ben. But take the 11th man and have him push Giannis out of his position.
Look,
Giannis plays point forward anyways. Might as well put him out there at small forward.
the one good point about it is like Holiday is you need a guy that's consistent that can push the ball and distribute to Giannis because Giannis is so good at running the floor, and if he doesn't have to handle the ball but can just run, like think about how much faster he can be, and he can slip through like tight spots and then elevate. I mean, if you get a guy that actually is good at taking care of the ball and can distribute it to him, that's a huge advantage for the Bucks. And then you got the other shooters. That extra shooter would be big. That extra shooter would be huge. So they can still find one more shooter.
Well, they had him. They had him, and I know he
You're
wanted
right.
to leave town.
Mike
Brogdon,
Dunleavy.
Brogdon was the man.
I'm sorry. I thought
Not
you were
Mike
going-
Dunleavy.
Mike Dunleavy Jr. He was a great shooter back in the day.
And JJ Redick for a minute.
Whatever happened? Didn't they get that one guy, the Ashton Kutcher look-like guy? Was he on the team last year? I guess they didn't know.
Corver is still on the team.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well,
Kyle
there you go.
Korver.
He can shoot.
He's a
There
good
you go. He
shooter. He's so bad on defense they wouldn't play him that much. So
Yeah, he
Well,
won.
Brook Lopez is bad on defense. Did he play him?
hey, Brook Lopez got one of the best interior defensive percentages in the league. Plus, he get a couple of blocks every game. He's a big
Eric
body.
Bledsoe's bad at defense.
Eric Bledsoe was not good at defense. I don't know how everyone always said Bledsoe was good at defense because I always saw him get beat off the dribble consistently. I'm like, you're one of the fastest, quickest guys, but somehow you always get beat off the dribble. It made no sense. Anyway, I already told you, Bledsoe at 6'1", the best thing he did was drive and finish. That was what he was best at. But at that position on this team, you need a guy who distributes.
Yeah,
And
that's Giannis's job. That's not the point guard's job.
Right.
Giannis could do it way better. So why would you want your point guard to do that? It's
Yeah.
dumb. It's
Yeah.
dumb. That's why Brogdon was a better fit, but he was slower, and that was the but
He learned from Tony Bennett, one of the best UWGB players of all time. Tony
Hey,
Bennett.
Bernard is he keeps asking about Mike Greenberg. I didn't see Mike Greenberg, but I think it's something
Bernard.
about how he's saying that Rodgers
I
they
missed
wasted Rodgers'
yeah.
career. The Packers wasted Rodgers' career.
All right. Well, Bernard, Mike Greenberg says that every 3 weeks. So don't
I think he
worry
does,
about
yeah.
it. It's not a waste. Here's the thing. This is where we're leaning it back to the Packers. Sorry, we had to get our Bucks in there real quick.
Yeah, I hate her Buck. Nico's the Bucks guy.
All
We gotta
those.
get it.
Nichols our Bucks insider. Now, this is what it leads you to. This year, this season, Packers, Super Bowl, Bucks, NBA champions in 2021 in the same
Brewers drinking beer.
Brewers will drink beer and play
Andrews
baseball.
National Championship.
Badgers
Badgers.
have a chance to do something. We'll see. We'll see.
I saw one thing. This is the first time the Packers started out 7-2 in back-to-back years since 1996, 1997. What happened? What happened around that time?
They had the number one rated defense and really good special teams. Well, 96.
96, 97. They were, I believe, went to the Super Bowl.
It's going to happen this year. It's been 10 years. No more waiting. Packers back in the Super Bowl this year. Stamp it. Put it down. It's happening. Mark your calendars. It's going to be a weird Super Bowl because there's still not going to be able to be fans there yet because the vaccine's not going to be widely available. But
I'll go.
Nico will go. He'll risk it.
I'll sneak into the Super Bowl if they make it.
Or we could just all go to the city and hang out.
Yeah.
Wow.
That would be worse. That'd be even more COVID stuff. Come on, Bruce.
That's a bad
Aren't
idea.
you watching the news? Hey, Bruce, isn't it true? Hey, I don't know about you guys in Wisconsin, but in Minnesota, at least in Rochester, we got starting at 11 o'clock tonight.
That's bad.
All the bars are done. All the restaurants are done. Everything's closed. We can't go nowhere. I don't know. Is it the same up in the cities, Bruce?
Yes,
Or
it
wherever
is.
you live?
What are you gonna do with all your time, Ben? Now you can't go to the bar at night.
Yeah.
True. That's a good question. Eat more Funyuns. Eat more Funyuns. Everybody eat Funyuns this weekend.
Onion Funyun.
Have you ever been to a bar in Rochester?
Hell no.
That's not true. You used to play in that band. You were at
Oh,
bars.
that's true. That's right. I was in a band. I played it at a couple bars. Yeah.
All right.
But they don't exist anymore. Actually, it's fun. One of the bars I used to play at, that was like 15 years ago now, is a funeral home now.
Ooh.
There used to be a bar, now it's a funeral home. So hey, that's
It kind of ties in.
a little bit. A lot of over drinking and whatever.
You
That's
drink
not
enough,
a
you could.
positive thing, but hey.
Is that band dead too?
Lee
Oh, yeah.
tells us a holiday can decline his option after 2021 season. I hope they have a plan for keeping him. They do, Lee.
Yeah, it's called Giannis.
It's
Right.
called Bucks winning the championship this year, and I
Yep.
want to stay on that team.
Yeah.
So put it down. Bucks NBA champions for the first time since 1971. Packers Super Bowl champions for the first time since 2010. Put it down. Have a good weekend. Packers game is at 3:25. It got bumped because it's exciting, and the Maniac wants to kill Aaron Rodgers, but he won't because the Packers are going to light him up, and he's going to get Lucased.